Okay, today we're going to talk about some crate training. We've got our old crate here. Excuse the fact that it's a little rusty. It's about 16 years old and it's been stored in the shed for the last few years. A little rusty, a little dirty. Cleaned it up a bit. So I'm going to set up the crate on one thing. These are designed, you can see, it's nice and thin for when you store it. You can take it, you want to take your dog camping, you can take his crate with him. It's, pretty easy to put in and it doesn't take up a lot of space. Sets up really easy. Got to take your dog to a friend's house or anything like that. It's a little heavy, but it's easy to transport, and you can get these pretty much any pet supply place. So I just got my little divider here hanging. It comes with this divider, and I'm going to explain that later. Okay, a couple quick snaps, little clips here. Get those off. And just drop her open. Watch your fingers. You can pinch your fingers in between these the bars here. Watch out, Hookie. Coming down. Okay. Grab it in the middle, and it doesn't pull out. Why? Okay. Pulls up like that. Pull up the inside, one end. There's little clips here on the end. You just tuck those under. Pull up the other end, this end. Now, depending on where you're putting it, you have access. Actually, I should turn it around here. You can see there's a door on the end, and there's a door on the side. So you can enter from the side or from the end, whatever is easiest depending on where you're putting it.
Okay.
And basically, that's your crate. It's got this tray on the bottom, which does slide out. Oh, other end. Nope, this end. It slides out, in and out, so you can give it a quick wipe down. And don't spend a lot of time and don't do a lot with your dog crate. I'll get into that later too. Okay, anyways, that's it. All set up. Okay, so we got our crate set up here. And I remember when I was first reading up on crate training, because I've had dogs for a long time and never done it before. And part of what I read was the crate should only be big enough for your dog to go in, lay down, if necessary, stand up and turn around. And that's it. It's not, so they come in a large, medium, small for different sized dogs. And if you have a pup, they also come with these dividers, okay, that just hangs in the middle to make the crate grow as your pup grows. But I'm thinking, man, oh man, it's only supposed to be as a little bigger than the dog, and I'm supposed to lock my dog in this like Iron Maiden, basically. No, not that Iron Maiden. Yeah, that's better. Now you got it, that Iron Maiden. But it's I'll explain basically the thinking behind it as we go through, and the logic and the philosophy of why crate training works. And it does really work. I've done it with my previous dog and it worked perfect. Got a housebreaker dog. That's the best technique, believe it or not, and I'll explain why. Okay, to try and understand why crate training works, I'm going to do a little math here. Dogs have been domesticated, I guess, about 20,000 years now, interacting with humans, symbiotic relationship with humans now. They found a grave they found a grave of a man and was buried with his dog in Eurasia, and they were able to date it to about 14,000 years. And 14,000 years ago, so they figure that the dog was well domesticated by that time, so add on maybe another 5,000 years, dogs have been domesticated by estimates roughly around 20,000 years. Now, also, I understand that prehistoric times, around 30 million years ago, the first common ancestor for all canines showed up on the scene. All canines, like domestic dogs, wolves, foxes, hyenas, everything descended down from these. There was maybe one or two specific species of ancient canines 30 million years ago. So I'm going to do a little bit of math here and take 20,000 and we're going to divide by 30 million, and we have 0.0666%. That's the amount of time in domestic dogs' evolutionary timeline that they have. That's the percentage of the time in their evolutionary timeline that they've been domesticated. Okay? So there's a lot going on in here. A lot of DNA soup. 99 point whatever percent of his evolutionary instincts, his traits, his DNA. Oh yeah, now you're gonna act up, eh? Come on, sit down. Is all in there. Now, do we work with, even if Pookie is mostly domesticated, you want to count about 40% of his DNA might be from his more recent evolutionary domestication. There's still a lot mixed in here. Are we going to, when we train, are we going to train to try and train out those instincts and work against them? Or are we going to try and work with those instincts, all the instincts that helped him to serve his ancestors to survive to this point that he's here, is still in there. Survival instincts, even emotions in dogs, all those things helped him to survive, the species to survive to this point. So let's work with that when we're trying to train our dog. Let's use his ancient instincts to teach him and work with him.
Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Stanfield. I'm Rick's oldest son. So Dad, why is it important to crate train your?
Okay, well, we'll explain. Let's the Pookie settle here. Come on, bud, sit down. Be good. Good boy. Okay. Why is it important to crate train? I'm going to use my cheat sheet. Explain. Okay. Okay, we talked about the math, and in before dogs were domesticated, let's go back 30,000 years, just before. Pookie's ancient great grandfather or grandmother would be a pack animal, a hunter, and basically all developing instincts to survive. Okay, so in the wild, he would have a pack. They would have their pack territory, which would be, in comparison to us, our pack family, backyard house. We live here. You got my son Troy, the cameraman there. He lives here. My fiance Perry, she lives here. And Ty. So why is it important? Because in that, even though he was in a pack, at night or whenever Pookie's great grandfather needed his safe space, his comfort zone, he would have a little, very small, actually, hollowed out den or just a hollowed out log something with one entrance. He could get in and out easily. All he needed in it was enough room to turn around, like we talked about before. Starting to sound familiar? He could reposition himself if he had to at night and lay down. There would be no food in there, and one entrance, so other animals, he would not, other animals couldn't get in there. He's easily defendable, and he wouldn't soil there. He wouldn't mess, he wouldn't pee, he wouldn't poop in his den. So, when crate training is done properly, it's pretty much following his ancient mix of DNA instincts that he lived with for probably 20 million years to survive. He would have his den, he would go in there at night, and that would be it. And I'm going to go to my cheat sheet again. So, and that's basically it. Okay, so this has to be their private space. Okay, one thing, do not, nobody goes in it. Okay, this is their private comfort zone, their private space, everything. Don't, when your 9 or 10-year-old kid has his buddies over, don't let them use it to play jailhouse or anything like that. Okay, some of you might remember, if you're Modern Family fans, might remember this. There was a Halloween episode, and they took, as part of their House of Horrors display that they had, they took the teenage daughter and locked her in the dog crate. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, but just how to clean it?
How to clean it? Good question. Don't. And when I say don't, you're going to have to clean it periodically, the hair or just a little bit of smell, but keep it to an absolute minimum, okay? Again, their private space. They're a dog. Their den in the wild would have been hair everywhere. So keep the cleaning to an absolute minimum. Do not go in it. You remember I showed you earlier, you got the bottom tray, you can just slide it out, give it a quick wipe with some water and a cloth, and that's it. Vacuum any hair to keep it clean. Do what you, just the minimum you have to do to kind of keep odor down or whatever. But do not go and keep your contact with his crate to an absolute minimum. Okay? Thanks. That's crate training.